Hello everyone, today our group, which is group 6, group workshop, we're going to present our group assignment kayak. This is our group member and I am the leader of this group. My name is Lim Jun Wei. So firstly, we are going to understand what is about a kayak. Kayak is a type of a small narrow watercraft propelled by the occupant use a double flat paddle in sitting position. The word kayak originates from Greenlandic, being used for recreation, touring, racing, and some off-road maneuver. It is an easy way to enjoy nature, do some exercise, cycling, and get some mental peace. Next, I will pass to my next member to proceed.
Ya, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Rizal Nashrin. I will present the way of the river we use to boost the economy. There are many ways to benefit the river for the economy, such as river as the transportation, river as connecting rod, and the river as tourism attraction. As example, the Boleh River in Lahad Datu Sabah. The river used as transportation in logging industry, where the river used as a way to send timber to the mill by flow the log according to the current of the river until it reaches the destination, so it will save the cost of transportation. Next is connecting rod. The Boleh River, which connect Danum Valley Conservation Area and Bukit Python, is a branch of the Mensegamak River. As you can see also in the picture, the river also be a shortcut to go to the other side. Last but not least, the tourism attraction. With the clearly visible river flow, cold and fresh air with the cozy forest atmosphere, the people can enjoy the natural beauty of the flora and fauna and have a precious time with the precious one. Thank you.
The River of Life in Kuala Lumpur is a great example of a river that boosts the economy. The River of Life is where the Kilang River and Gombak River meet. It is beside the Masjid Jamek and near the Merdeka Square. The government has transformed the river from being muddy or teh tarik water to a beautiful and stunning river that attracts both foreigners and locals. The river instantly boosts the attraction to the surrounding area for the tourists and thus increasing the economy around the area. In this slide, we have seen the before and after of the River of Life. It truly shows how beautiful the River of Life is, and it can help boost the economy by encouraging more tourists to come into the city. Thank you.
For the next part is we need to demonstrate admiration for nature. There are many ways that we can show our admiration for nature. The first example is that the person should take pictures of the surrounding nature so that other people can see and be inspired to experience the view themselves. Second is that we should bring our children to go kayaking during their free time. The kids will grow to admire the natural environment and develop a desire to protect it by being a part of it and relying on it for entertainment. Next is we should plant a tree. Planting with a tree not only will improve our air quality but also will spread the greenness of nature to the surrounding. Lastly, we should spread awareness through online media about the importance of nature to the world.
Okay, thank you Arif. Now I, Ajin Naufal, will continue with my slide, which is the must-dos and must-don'ts on water and the safety equipment. Okay, first of all, the must-dos and must-don'ts on water. There are 2, 4, 6, 8 types of things that you must do's and don'ts on water, and many more, but this is the most important one. Okay, first of all, it is be aware of weather conditions and water temperature. Next, wear personal flotation device or life jacket. The third one is invest in appropriate clothing for your climate. Next is beware of offshore winds that make it difficult to return to shore. Always follow the boating rules of the area you're in. Next, never mix alcohol or drugs. prescription or non-prescription with boating. Next, never exceed the weight capacity of your boat and always check your equipment for wear and tear before you pedal. And last but not least is seek qualified instruction to learn proper paddling techniques, water safety and basic first aid. Okay, now we continue to the second part, which is the safety equipment. There are a few safety equipment that you must bring or wear during boating. First of all is extensive first aid kit. Next is the grab bag, and next is the life jackets. You must buckle up all of the clips in your life jacket so it will not wear off when you boating. Do thumb check and do water confidence. Okay, that's all for me. Now I will pass it to Adam for the next slide. Thank you.
Next is the tips for crossing a river in an emergency. The first one is in moving water. Do not cross rivers that are more than thigh deep. Always wear a personal flotation device, which is known as PFD. Use a walking stick or trekking pole for balance. Always face upstream when water is fast, and unbuckle the sternum strap and waist belt on your pack before crossing the moving water. The next one is in still water. In still water, we must cross at straight sections between river bends. Second is to get familiar with the river's pattern of high and low flows. Next is to never cross above rapids, falls, or other hazards. And the next part is to cross a river with or without vehicles. The first one is that we need to keep clear to the right of vessels and always carry communications. Next is to keep a good lookout. Next is to let someone know before we go anywhere. Make sure we are in clear vision and know how to get back in if we go. Now I will pass to Melvin to continue about tips for crossing a river in an emergency.
Drowning takes less than 1 minute and is very quiet. It can happen at any time, especially when people attempt to cross a river. Rivers often go through changes every day. Before crossing the river, we should check the depth of the water. The water may be deeper or shallower than we think. Moreover, we should also check what is beneath the water. Sometimes, heaps of rubbish or big rocks might be submerged on the riverboard. This may cause injuries, or we might even trip on them. Lastly, check whether there is a strong current in the water to avoid being swept into a fast-flowing part of the river. Swifting rescue. If in case an accident happens while trying to cross a river, swift water rescue can be done. Swift water rescue is a technical rescue method used mostly in wide water river conditions. This method involves specially trained personnel, ropes, and mechanical advantage due to high pressure of moving water. The goal is to use or deflect the water's pressure to assist in the rescue of the endangered victim. In most situations, there is no suitable way to combat the water's power. Therefore, swifting water rescue method is the most efficient. The attire is also another key aspect in river crossing. One of the most important attire is life jackets. Life jackets provide more buoyancy and give the wearer more distance between the mouth and water. This is done when the person is inclined on their back to keep their face, mouth and nose further from the water. Even when in an unconscious state, the life jacket helps the person to stay afloat. Secondly, a PFD, also known as personal flotation device, is also a suitable attire for river crossing. When worn, PFDs provide the wearer with a high degree of safety if he or she falls overboard. The buoyancy the device provides make it easier to stay afloat, and if the water is cold or less than 15 degrees, it gives the body a chance to recover from cold shock.
So next is what is water safety. Water safety is the method, measure and regulation related with safety in, on and around bodies of water where there is a risk of harm or drowning are referred as water safety. So next I will pass to my friend Larry.
here I will explain about a public education strategy on water safety. So firstly, I will explain about the background of water safety. To safely enjoy water recreational activity, all children, teens, and adults need access to swim lesson and water safety education. Research showed that there is 88% reduction in drowning risks for young children who take formal swim lesson. Then for the strategies or the objective, increase access to swimming, especially among low income and the culturally diverse children, teens, and adults. And then the second point is to promote swimming skill, competency, and water safety education requirement for all school-age youth. For the third point is identify, implement, and evaluate policies that promote learning to swim and open water survival skill among youth in our country. So for the next slide, I will pass to Amirul.
Okay, so the next point is public education strategy on water safety. For the first one is social media. The first point is a special page dedicated to water safety. Okay, so on social media, we will create a special page for the public. This page aims to encourage more people to learn about water safety. In addition, this page also will be a little helpful in delivering articles or information about water safety to people who are busy with their life. Therefore, those who are busy or do not have time to come to the swimming program can use this page to learn about water safety. So the next one is advertisement related to water safety on every social media platform. Okay, so for this point is we will use advertisement that will promote on social media to spread the importance of learning water safety. We will pay the social media to allow our advertisement to run on their platform. We use this platform because almost everyone around the world has their own social media account, and also because social media is one of the active platform in this day. This is also one of the way to encourage the public to be aware and interested in learning about water safety for their future. So next, I will pass to Larry.
Back to me. I will explain about the swimming program. So for the first one is referral recommendation. There are a few points I want to present. The first one is to identify pools or water recreation organization that provide rowing or other types of water-based activity and develop a referral system from community clinics. Second one is host an open house event for the family to become familiar with the pool and water recreation activity. Third one is standardize a process for making swimming and water recreation handouts available in medical clinics. Then the last one is assist family with filling out registration and scholarship application forms, especially the first time. And then for the scholarship recommendation, there are a few points also. The first one is to provide scholarship for swimming lesson based on the proof participation in Medicaid, Head Start, National School Lunch Program, and other programs for low-income youth. Provide scholarship for swimming lesson based on proof of participation in Malaysian school or other program for the low-income youth. And then the second point is to create online and paper scholarship application form in multiple language that are easy to understand. And then collect information on race and ethnicity in the form. So for the last point is special program recommendation. So the first point is offer gender, which is specific swim program for teenager and child parent beginning swim lesson at pool. For the second point is clinic and water recreation organization can partner to offer special swim program, patient and family. So that's all for our group presentation. Thank you.